Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 17, I believe, of A Moment with Miss Dudley. I'm Miss Dudley, and it's currently about 2:12, October 6th, Sunday, 2019. And today's message today's moment will be on the message of be careful how you answer the call. Okay, the Word of God declares that a soft answer turns away wrath, right? When you think about giving an answer, sometimes the initial focus is, of course, how you answer, but you have to consider the voice that's calling you, who is calling you, the importance of the connection and the relationship you have with the voice and the person who owns the voice who is calling you. Oftentimes in marriage, when husbands and wives have communication problems, a lot of the times it is regarding a discussion that was engaged in, and how either that person directed what they said towards them, and how the person who was receiving it received it, and how they actually answered. You know, I remember when I was a little girl, when I would hear my parents call my voice, and sometimes, most of the time it was ma'am, yes ma'am, sir, yes sir, and whatever they asked of me, I will go and do. Now I tested it every now and then, because growing in your independence as a child, trying to learn your autonomy and making decisions and things like that, and you have to learn. And I venture to say, even through adulthood, you have to learn of how you answer the person or the voice that's calling you. But when I began to think about relationships I've had in the past, even the former marriage I had, and I've thought about when I called my significant other and spouse and significant others in relationships where I actually did not get married, how I called them to accountability, and how they answered or refused to answer in most of the cases. Most of the time they were resentful. Most of the time they were agitated, visibly, noticeably aggravated. They refused to answer the call to accountability. They would respond in ways that showed that it was beneath them to answer to accountability in the situation that was the topic of discussion at the time. Often it was things like being faithful, whether there was infidelity and deceit, things like that, and they were actually resentful, like, how dare you call me to accountability? But the frustration in that was that I had was, how dare you? We're in a relationship. How do you fix your lips? How do you consider that it's actually okay to respond to me in this way, to deny what is the issue at hand right now, to deny the truth, to deny the fact, to ignore the existence, to ignore your behavior, your pattern of behavior, and thusly actually deny that these things are living in your character, which causes you to repeat over and over and over. And in each case that I mentioned earlier, it is the same. When you refuse to answer the call honestly, when you refuse to answer truthfully to the call to accountability, you're displaying what's in your character. You're relaying that stubbornness in your character. You're relaying that is resentment in your character. You are relaying that is irresponsibility, immaturity. You're relaying and you're displaying that there's dishonesty and a very weak, flimsy character. But in the most important relationship is our relationship with God, and how when He calls us, He expects us to not only give an answer, because and I think it's in Revelation chapter 20, verse 12 or so, where John the Revelator is talking about the books that he was shown. And one of the books is the books where our works, each and every one of our works are housed and written in, and we're going to give an account to all those things that were, and that were our works. And so it must bring to the point of importance that how we answer the call matters. You can lie to God, well, you can try to lie to God rather, but the thing about him is he knows the heart. He knows our character. He knows who we are inside. If we answer him, yes, Lord, I'll do this. You know, yes, Lord, I'm getting married. I'm at the altar. I'm making a vow to you that I am going to honor my spouse, the spouse you've given me. I'm going to cherish them. I'm going to respect them. I'm going to forsake all others. I'm going to, you know, cooperate them. And we're willingly joining our lives together in this life journey to accomplish the will of your will for our lives, and our very purpose for getting married. It's not just because we're in love. It's not just because we are, you know, totally infatuated with each other, but we understand that there's a purpose for our connection. So behind our understanding of that is our will to literally and actually and honestly answer the call with willingness. And what I was gonna say when I started saying you can lie to God is what I really meant to say is you can lie to people. You can use people, get into these relationships where you see them as a means to an end. You see them as a tool in the goal that you set, and once you've done with them, then you can discard them. But it's showing the character that's in you. So when they call you to accountability in relationships, how you spend the money in the household, you know, whether or not you're gambling, or, you know, these things that are really signs of deeper issues, that it's showing that there are improprieties there. They're showing, again, these things are character issues. So when you answer the call that someone gives you, you can't just say, what? You know, like, or scream at the top of your lungs and showing this agitation like, I don't want to even hear the sound of your voice. I don't think people understand that. When you answer the call, there's so many things that your tone, there's so many things that the actual words you use, there's so many things that your body language communicates that really tells what's in your heart, that really tells the truth. So again, we have to be very careful, yes, with people, of course with people, because we're parallel, like the cross. This vertical line of the cross is the relationship with you and God, but the horizontal is with you and people. So since we're connected with people on a day-to-day basis, and they are in the tangible realm that we live in, we have to be careful how we treat them. So we have to be very careful how we answer the call to accountability. Yes, so guys, I think that's the point of today's moment. Hopefully it means something to you. Hopefully it's useful to you. And if it is, please hit like, subscribe, share. Please add a comment. When you hit like, remember, and I don't know if many of you know this, when you hit like, it tells YouTube that this is good content, and it helps the algorithms when people in blogs, which is where my channel falls into, it could bring me a little bit higher on that I guess in that algorithm, to where if people are searching for topics like mine and content and channels like mine, it can show them that yes, this is important. This is something that should be more visible. So please hit like, please comment, share. Please hit the notification button as well, guys, to let you know when new content is going to be available, has been released rather. And I will see you guys next time. Remember, guys, your life can change in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye. So take advantage of those moments, and especially the moments when you're called, because it is the answer that you give that makes all the difference. Okay? God bless you guys. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.